Buying your first home is a momentous occasion many of us have dreamed about for as long as we can remember. We've worked hard to get to this point in life, and now it's time to learn how to buy a house. Meet first-time homebuyers Adrian, Nacole, and their family of 4 as they move forward buying their first family home.
We want to have space where we can run and stretch our feet and spread our wings and fly.
You'll be with them every step of the way from their home buying game plan meeting. What makes you happy and excited when you visualize your home all the way to their closing day?
He's somewhere up there, proud of me, proud of him.
Watch their story unfold as they overcome challenges and enjoy success along the way. Learn from their experiences while seeing what it's really like to buy your first home. Hi, Nacole.
Hi, how are you?
Nice good.
To meet you.
Adrian, pleasure. Ladies, thank you so much. Ariana, that's a beautiful name. Which one of you are the YouTube superstar?
Me.
You! We gotta get a performance out of you later on.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you guys coming in today. And if you'll go to the back here, you'll notice on the left-hand side is the potty, and then the office is straight to the back.
The Hernandez family currently live in a 900 square foot condo, and they're ready for a much larger space to raise their family.
This is the main reasons. Come here.
Right here?
Right here. Come here. This was the first motivation, but this was a slap on the butt.
Okay, she was the main motivation that got the thought going, and she kicked it into, let's do this.
She was barely learning to walk when we got here.
Really?
So when we were in the 1-bedroom,
How long have you been here, by the way?
we've been here now 5 years.
And how big is this
It's a 2-bed, 2-bath condo, 972 square feet.
for a family of 4?
Family
Did you
of
say
4.
972?
972 square feet.
And when we got here, it was comfortable for a 9-month-old and a 4-year-old.
And a 4-year-old,
you know,
right? Or
we fit just fine.
What are we looking for? What makes you happy and excited when you visualize your home? Tell me about it.
When I visualize our home, I really think of it open when you first walk in. We do like the open floor plan. type
Open
thing.
concept?
Open concept.
Okay.
Living space, I wouldn't say anything less than 1,800.
Okay, so 1,800 square
1,800 square feet
for the living space. Okay.
We do fun things. We almost feel like we're like contained in a small area. We need to be free.
You're getting claustrophobic?
We're a peacock. Watch us fly.
Very much so.
I mean, this is maybe what, like 10 feet of living room space. I mean, we need some,
Including the hall and the passageway there.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, this is not nearly enough. We like to spread and dance
So what do you
around.
like doing? What do you envision doing with this space that you want?
We have a big family. We like to invite people to come over that we love and would like to make memories with. I visualize it either being a 2-story or a 1-story.
Okay.
Actually,
I am a little bigger on a 1-story.
Okay.
And
or a 2-story with the master bedroom, or with the bedroom downstairs would also be
Right.
ideal. Ideally, the 100 out of 100 home would be a 4-bedroom.
Okay. Part of what we're looking for is a bigger space, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
Most definitely.
And a room for each of your daughters to
and
have of
it's
their
very
own,
hard
right?
to just coop them in the room now. They want to be outside.
And
They
look at
want
this
to run
one.
around.
This is not a kid. Look at this.
She wants her
big
own
one.
space. She wants to do her own thing. So yeah, they're ready and they deserve it.
They each want to be sent to their own room when they get in trouble. Ideally, we would like a pool. We're looking for
I think the ladies are saying it's a
Ladies,
must-have. I don't know.
According to them, it's a must-have.
Okay.
Which might be, according to me, a must-have.
Okay.
I'm open to like a community pool. That's always
Okay.
easy too.
Right. So that that's what she's also said. If for some reason we found a house that didn't have a pool, a community pool would take the place or be okay with.
I'm looking forward to the girls just kind of playing on their own outside.
Being able to have a backyard.
Being able to have the backyard.
I mean, I don't know if you want to do it.
yeah, I saw it. Yeah. It fits a little bit. It fits that little bicycle I see out there.
If it's
That's
the whole
You don't know
bicycle.
how many warnings we get too. Like,
About a bicycle?
yeah.
Yes.
And a mop.
Or a mop outside,
A mop
or a
bicycle, a
shoe.
mop. Certainly the main thing is, the girls having their own space, the girls playing outside, getting out of my hair.
Getting out of your hair?
No, and then just watching them, another milestone. Like I said, Ariana is learning how to walk.
Happy birthday, baby.
Man, the gap between her and the fireplace, and now she's like touching it. So now in a new home, I'm excited to see, them grow there. Like, oh, now they can't reach this, or now they can do this.
And areas?
Areas, we like where the zip code where we're in, it's just 89148, but a good chunk of that is Rhodes Ranch, and we don't like the idea of living in Rhodes Ranch. We honestly moved to the area. We thought we would like Rhodes Ranch.
Yeah, it's a guard-gated golf course community.
It is. We know people. We have friends and people that we know that live in there, and sometimes it's just a hassle. I mean, and we kind of say this also because we do plan on entertaining. This is part of the reason why we want to have a house. We do want to entertain. We have quite a bit of family. We are Hispanic. We have a lot. But we have lots of family. We come from California, so we always, I feel like we always have a family that visit. We like to entertain. We want to have our own parties, our own birthday parties, things like that. Family gatherings.
Yeah, family time.
Well, we're from Whittier, California, which is 12 miles east of downtown LA.
Adrian made a big step and was like, you know what? I'm going to Vegas. And we had Alana. Alana was about 4 or 5. I was like, excuse me? What do you mean you're going to Vegas? And then Ari was on the way, and I kept telling him, get back over here, get back over here. And he's like, look at what we can get. Like,
I just saw the more opportunity in Vegas. Then I saw and when I'm talking opportunity, I mean the cost of living. We were tired of the traffic constantly just to get anywhere. I mean, we wanted to have our own space, our own place. We realized that we could get a lot more bang for our buck in Las Vegas, and I was realizing that by coming out here first.
And we did do baby steps. He was in a 1-bedroom apartment. We all squeezed in there.
Ooh.
And yes,
For the first, well, because
we all squeezed in there, 4 of us. We came out here. It was supposed to get our feet on the ground. And then everybody's back in California. So my thought was, see you guys in a year when I said my goodbyes. And then come 6 years later, I just told everybody I have a home, come visit me. But yeah, I certainly saw it as a temporary deal.
I mean, she said it was temporary. It wasn't necessarily temporary, but it wasn't fully long-term for me yet. I just thought it would be maybe a good phase, but I thought it was a good opportunity at the time for sure. So, and then things just kept developing.
And then we came here to the condo, and then
we really liked
knew
this
we
area.
had work to do on a lot of different areas, and it might have took took 4 years, and then we were serious within 2 years.
But now we're at the point where we can really get this going. I think those are like a good base of what I guess we're really
Great. And what about the age of the home? Is this important to you?
We're definitely not looking for something that needs upgrades, too many upgrades.
So you would like more maybe like a turnkey home? Meaning that it's move-in ready, drop down the furniture, or light upgrades?
I would say definitely
Light
turnkey
upgrades, for
or
sure.
light upgrades, yeah.
And the age? 1900s?
That's fine.
Which one did we see? We saw one in the 70s that was
I think so.
1900s. I was definitely
I was
1900s.
joking. It was definitely the 1900s. But we don't have any homes in Vegas that I'm aware of that were built in 1900.
Or like Delaware.
Maybe I should get that coffee. Okay, yeah.
Would you like it?
Oh, yeah.
You like that Frappuccino now?
you.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nothing older than 15 years, right?
Well,
So 2004, 5?
honestly, I feel like we saw one. It was like 1970 something, and it was all fully.
Okay.
Remember that one? It was.
It would be a flip.
Maybe, but you know what? I feel like I'm not opposed to really anything. To me, the age ain't nothing but a number. It depends, though.
Hey, it's your house. It's your house. So.
What's
Okay.
big for us is like, appliance with, a stove. I wouldn't want
Right.
if it's an old stove.
That's what I'm saying.
or
When you're saying
something.
age, I'm thinking like I have seen some, like, let's say flip homes that I feel like I would totally live in.
Yeah.
The house that I grew up in was from the 60s, and
Okay.
I would totally rebuy that house in the Californias, just because of the upgrade and the upkeep of the owner, I feel like. So
Okay.
just because of the age of the home, I don't feel like would disqualify it.
Okay.
It would be the condition for sure.
Okay. So we can always circle back. So what we're putting together here now is your needs list, your wants list, everything that you must have list. We've hit the minimums, we've hit the ideals, which is nice. I know that from our conversation you prefer a perfect home would be a 4-bedroom home that's at least 1,800 square foot, but a little bit bigger probably would be okay.
Right.
And then you would like to have it with a pool with a lower HOA of under $100 a month in the 2 zip codes that you mentioned, 89135 or 89148. This would be picturesque if it was all turnkey, wrapped up, in a little bow put on it saying, "Welcome home, Hernandez family."
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
I think we can do this. So what are we shopping with as far as price range?
So realistically,
Okay.
I would say somewhere between 350 and 400.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
Honestly.
you don't want to know the homes I was looking at originally.
Exactly. I was like, are you kidding me? You know,
now I've been
you're
brought
messing,
down
you're,
to earth,
exactly. Now you're
so
messing
we're
it up
ready.
for all the other homes we're gonna see, regardless.
It's good at Dream Shop. Look, we get
It's
there in
motivating.
time. It's motivating.
Yeah.
See? It's motivating.
No more than 400. I wouldn't, because I don't think, as far as like when we come to like monthly, as far as monthly payments.
Okay,
So-
cool. So we have like the nuts and the bolts going on, unless there's anything else that I'm missing. And if I am, please tell me.
Now that's come to mind.
Nothing that comes to mind. So what I'd like to know now is how long are you guys planning on living in this house when we find the right one for you?
At least 10, 15 years.
So it's a longer term home, 10 to 15
Oh,
years?
Definitely. Maybe 15 to 20. I should have.
15 to
I
20?
say 10. I say
10 to 15.
when they're out to college, then we can brainstorm
Okay.
again.
We can reassess.
Yeah.
Yes, hashtag JTAB, just take a breath to reassess, and 10 years mark today, right?
Yes.
Right.
It's coming up right around the corner, you just don't know yet.
Watch us revisit all this and when she does go to college.
I can't wait to go to college.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's probably why we're gonna need to sell. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Yeah.
At the price of tuition these days, yeah, you're not kidding. So I have this down. So the
Okay.
overall thing, when you're talking about your minimums and your more ideal, if a more ideal home is a 4-bedroom home, can you tell me why this fits your lifestyle?
I'm super excited just because my kids are growing. We're growing out of the condo that we're in. I have no space for anything. I have no desire to decorate. And we have family over almost every month. So
Wow.
yeah.
You need some space.
We
Yes.
need some space.
So that it's very important to me that everybody is comfortable in the house. Like, you know, I'm renting out a room in the kitchen, just everywhere.
And I know in conversation with Adrian, we have a YouTuber on our hands.
Right.
Yes, she's like, yep, that's me. And is it also you, or is it both of you, right? Oh, it's you. I can see that she's already been in front of a camera a few times.
Yeah.
So our hobbies as together, we like to make funny little, like fun videos. Me and the girls mostly. This is actually the first one Ariana is going to be included in. Me and Alana, since 2016, we've done a Christmas video that we kind of just karaoke the. I mean, what do we do? Lip sync it, and we do it for family and friends and just put it out there. But we're practicing our yearly Christmas daddy daughter video. So before we put it on Facebook, mostly just Facebook and Instagram. But this year, and which has been I would say my passion more the past year and a half, has been YouTube. Years ago, we got rid of cable. We had no channels, anything, and it's just been my main thing has been YouTube. Learning things, anything I want to learn about, anything I want to watch, finding my favorite channels, everything. So my main interest has been, again, starting a YouTube channel.
What would you call your channel?
We have a couple ones, but the main one we have right now is Hernandez Vegas Review.
Right here, Las Vegas Pizza Festival.
Hernandez Vegas Review. So because we've also we went to a pizza festival recently.
It looks good, nice and hot, nice and cheesy.
I didn't realize there, but I did some reviews on some of our other favorite pizzas in Vegas.
Look at the 9.
Me and Alana, and we want to do food and experience reviews of good food places and family-friendly places in Vegas. And we also, like I said, we have our Christmas video along with other lip sync videos that we're going to put in on our channel.
Let me ask you something. When you're talking about family-friendly events, that whenever you first moved to Vegas, you were thinking, when Adrian came over here to test the waters, you're like, Vegas? What's in Vegas? There's nothing there. And then you started watching the city grow. You started realizing what Vegas is about. You start realizing there's actually a huge city here built all around the strip that's very, very large, over like 2 million people here, and a lot of family-friendly events. Would you say that's one of your passions, is to showcase that what a family could do with their
for sure.
young and growing daughters in Vegas, and get people to realize, hey, we're not just a strip, we're so much more. We're actually much more family friendly across the entire valley. If you want to, it's like self-contained on the strip. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, only on the strip.
Right.
And only with Metro Police Department, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
The rest of us are just normal people living a normal life.
And that's kind of it. And that's because so often, just on my Instagram, where you could follow me on Instagram, Adrian H562.
Plug it. Say it again, just make sure we catch that.
It's just Adrian H562. 562 is the area code of Whittier. So I actually kept that. I actually kept that as my number. When I go around just doing things in Vegas, I constantly. I'm not necessarily like promoting it out. Oh, come do this, go do that. But I research, find fun things that we find and go do in Vegas, and people are constantly saying like, "Wow, I didn't know that was there," or "Wow, this was it." So to me, it's more like I want to showcase it in a bigger. In a bigger way.
So you're her number one fan, right? Right now you're the president? Okay, cool. Rock on. So would one of those rooms, like because I know in conversation you shared, hey, Andrew, if I had the fourth bedroom.
That was like the main thing for having a fourth bedroom.
Right.
We're creative. I feel like we're a creative family, and we wanted a space where we can express that creativity. That's important to us as far as like having space to do that, and then having a room that we can it's kind of up to us what the room is used for. Either to maybe film a YouTube video, or do a little podcast, maybe even use it as a spare bedroom for a guest or something like that.
Well, that sounds like the family does come in about once a month.
Exactly.
So
it would be kind of
or
like
do you
a
put tents in
hybrid.
the back? So a multi-purpose room is what you're talking about.
Correct.
So you have a lot of visions, you have a lot of creativity, and that's the beauty, is because every life has a story, and that's why I'm exploring this before we start looking at the homes. Actually, is to understand what role your home plays in your life. As a best practice, it's always a good idea to meet up with your trusted real estate advisor to review a game plan. During your game plan meeting, you'll be able to gain clarity and insight into exactly what you're looking for in your new home, also seeing what the market provides in opportunities, and dial it in 110%. Now, in today's day and age, we have the opportunity to meet with you at the office. We can also meet with you on sites like zoom.com for a video conference and use screen sharing, or we can simply use Facebook video messenger. Whatever way you do your game plan meeting, just make sure you schedule one today. Meeting with Adrian and Nacole is so much fun, and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of this episode, watching them go through their home buyer game plan meeting. And if you are, could you do us a really big favor, please, and drop us a quick line in the comment section. We'd really appreciate hearing from you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the series. Now let's get back to it. You're focusing it on. Now, where did you learn this from? Just out of curiosity, how to focus it down.
Oh, I was in the Marine Corps.
You were in the Marine Corps. So the Marine Corps taught you the focus.
For the most part.
Drill down on
the discipline to focus on what you need to focus on,
okay.
on what's essentially need to focus on. But this is for when you're saying the main purpose of buying this house, I'm buying this house for my family, for mostly for to watch my daughters grow, and for everything.
He's a great dad.
He's a great dad? Are you a great daughter?
Yes.
Okay, I like it. She's like, yes.
I'm the great team.
You're a great team?
Yeah, teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, they say?
It happens.
And it's obvious you guys are very tight-knit and a loving family. Absolutely freaking awesome right there, right? I see that you have your nice Semper Fidelis, United States Marine Corps throw behind you.
This was after his boot camp.
This was after his boot camp.
My auntie Terry got this for me.
Right, and I just wanted to say thank you for your service. I do want to share, appreciation and gratitude for your service in the Marine Corps. So thank you for that.
Thank you, and at the same time, this was another reason why I felt like, thank you for your service as well. And this was another reason why I felt like I could connect with you and with what you're talking about. And you have different subjects that you talk about that are not just real estate that I've also watched, and it was just like. It just seemed like, I guess when things kind of happen for a reason, I feel like you kind of came into our picture for a reason as well. We've been in Vegas now 6 years. I've been here 7 years. I mean, I had the VA benefits back then that I could have used to try like the VA loan and things like that. But maybe because I wasn't taught it, or I don't know what it was. It's not something you learn in school. If you have this going on in your life, you could buy a house, and it's not that scary, and it's, you know, it is attainable.
And when you said since you're a Marine, you're taking advantage of your VA loan, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So even right here on Financing Considered, we're going to go ahead and dial it in with FHA and VA. The reason being is both of those loans are federally insured, and both of those loans behave a lot similar as far as the lending guidelines are concerned, where a seller doesn't always know a lot about VAs, and they say, oh, I don't want to accept it. I heard a nightmare story. I heard something on the internet from somebody else that did a webinar, that did a podcast, that did their sister said, who doesn't know anything about real estate, but they said this.
Right.
So I believe it, right? No. But if they normally are open to an FHA, they're normally open to a VA. They just need a little bit of guidance on how a VA loan works is all. Okay. That's been my experience. It's not a biggie. So I always put them in there just in case the listing agent entered the data wrong or something, just to make sure that we're keeping our options.
Andrew's put the specifications for the Hernandez family's perfect home into the MLS. Let's see how many potential perfect homes there are in the Vegas area right now.
We started with over 7,000 active listings.
Right.
We dialed it back into your zip codes, and if I keep dialing it into what's most important to you right now, including the pool, we have precisely one home.
I know the one stories are slim pickings.
They are, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's just preferred.
But let's see, because if we could get everything we want, what happens if this was the right home and we went and looked at it? You're like, hey, yeah, this is it.
Because all you need is one, right?
This home ticks all of the boxes for the family. A pool and lots of outdoor space, open concept, and all on one floor. And it turns out it's not very far from their current rental condo.
So when
where we are, just straight up.
Are you serious?
It's right by your work.
See, I'm thinking you rented over there on purpose because you knew when you took out that lease we'd be having this conversation today. So you're asking me, did I have this house ready to go? I think you designed this. Universal energy, universal mojo, right?
I'm kind of thinking, like, is it really this easy?
I'm really glad you brought that up, Nacole, because, you know, so many people like, Andrew, I'll just look at it myself and blah, 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 and I'll find it. And be like, if we meet up at the office,
Did you
like,
have some ready to go, though?
Oh, yes. You know, I was like, yeah, never heard this name before. Cotillon. I can't spell it. Cotillion. There we go. Cotillion.
Cotillon.
Don't quote me on that.
Cotillon.
I'm sorry?
No, just...
Is it? I'm like, hang on, I'm learning something new. You're gonna.
I'm just kidding. No.
Cotillon. I like the way you said it though. It's sexier that way. How does it go?
Cotillon.
Hashtag Cotillon. I love it. I love it. So, no, I didn't have it ready to go. But the point is by having a game plan and focusing on this right here, spending some time getting to listen to you, I know how to work the MLS. I know how to drill down on what you're telling me is most important. And I know, unless you tell me, we got other people around the hall over there that are getting ready to buy. We're realistically looking for one. So if we found the right one right out of the gate, boom, is that a problem? Sometimes people say, okay, well, why should I meet with a real estate agent? Why should I meet with them at the office? Do you see the power now of what we can do to help you by listening to what's most important to you?
Most definitely.
Does that make you a believer now?
Oh,
yes.
Yes. We have a convert. Wow, Adrian and Nacole are forming a really strong game plan, and I'm super pumped up for them. But it does bring to mind a question of the day. The question of the day is, how would you prefer to meet with your trusted real estate advisor for your home buying game plan meeting? Option A, meet with them in the office like Adrian and Nacole did with me, or option B, to meet them virtually through a service like Zoom. Tell us which one you would prefer for your game plan meeting in the comments below. All right, let's go ahead and finish off this game plan meeting with Adrian and Nacole.
Are there any remaining concerns that the Hernandez family currently have for the buying process?
The only thing that I feel like is making even a reserve about it is that we still have a lease. Is that we have a lease until the end of February.
Until the end of February.
And and I've heard there's, you know, even people just say, you know, you just talk to your landlord, you know what I mean, or anything. Is that we've never talked about it.
So what's cool about mortgages and what happens when you close on a home is your first mortgage payment is generally not due for 45 to 60 days after you close. So we still have a little bit of a situation here of a time gap.
We've been there 5 years.
You've been there 5 years. He should be happy for you guys to buy your home. And with this much advance notice, if you played it out, you worked it out, maybe one of your, you know, family, friends, you know, would rent it.
We've thought that too, right?
And if that was the case, then as long as your landlord has continuity of the rent, I'm thinking that they're probably going to be workable.
But we have a good relationship with our landlord, so I I am pretty confident it'll go well.
Okay.
And I think we're able to put the word out there. Where we're at, I've seen the area, the condos above and below, whatever, gone quickly.
Okay.
They don't wait long.
Okay.
So
that is one thing that I'd ask you to do before we went into like full on home shopping mode. Are you ready? Would you be willing to find your new home and be there before the holidays?
oh, I am ready.
Yes.
What does our schedule look like for showings?
I'm
If-
off on weekends.
You're off on weekends.
Or after 5 p.m.
After 5 p.m. Monday through
Friday.
Friday. After 2 p.m. on
On
Sunday.
Saturdays or Sundays before noon.
Okay, so it's after 2 on Saturdays.
Right. Or before noon on Sundays.
Got you. I'm excited for you. It's going to be a lot of fun working together. One last thing that we can cover is your actual buyer disclosures for Las Vegas.
Okay.
I can review that with you. We can go ahead and answer any of those questions right now so you have full disclosure, eyes wide open before we get out and hunting for a house.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for it?
Yeah.
All right. In here is actually what's called a residential disclosure guide. And we're going to talk about that in a moment when I go through all your disclosures. It's 29 pages long. And the way that I normally explain this to people is if you want to start getting kind of nerdy like me, read it. If you are having trouble going to sleep at night, read it. Okay? But it's really, honest to God, has a lot of important information about everything I'm about to go over. And again, it's called a residential disclosure guide. This is going to be your folder to keep. What I do ask you to do is start putting in all the little inserts of the homes that we view.
Okay.
Keep notes, write on it, do whatever you need, and make this kind of like the start to what's going to become your homeowner journal. So your whole house hunt can start being fit in here so that you know when you see this vibrant looking folder that that's what it is, okay?
Okay.
Now going into this, the first thing is a duties owed. With the duties owed, it's best to keep in mind that these are the fiduciary duties that a trusted real estate advisor, Realtor, owes to you. And it's easy to think about those fiduciary duties in an acronym of old car, where O is for obedient, L is for loyalty, D is for full disclosure, C is for maintaining your confidence, A is for full accounting, and R is for reasonable skill and care. Essentially, we as trusted real estate advisors are representing you and upholding your best interests and keeping you advised every step of the way. We sign right above them. I've already put the date in here. The next thing you can expect to sign is a buyer brokerage agreement. May I be your agent? I can get down on bended knee if it's okay. Is it okay? Right? So this formalizes our working relationships. It simply formalizes the relationship between you and your trusted real estate advisor with a specific start date and a specific end date. The other lovely thing about a buyer brokerage agreement is it also advises you how your trusted real estate advisor gets paid and if there's any other fees associated with the transaction, such as a broker transaction fee. Broker compensation. This is the one that always seems to confuse people, hence why there's a highlight right here, right? Broker compensation is to be 3% paid to the broker, right? Who's paying that?
The seller.
Oh, you've been watching my videos, aren't you? In many parts of the country, buyer representation is essentially free of charge to you. It's generally the seller that customarily pays for the buyer broker's commission. And then over here, this is notice of broker's compensation and invoice. Most brokerages have them, and they can range across the country from $495 on up to about $995 is the highest that I generally see. But just be advised that there will be a broker transaction fee more likely than not. Please read to me that amount.
Zero.
There you go. So, but I still need to process an invoice for $0.
Please do.
Due to VA loan. Yep. Over here, now this is where we get fun. The next thing is your buyer's notice of disclosure. Now, a notice of disclosure here in Vegas is going to be different than what you would see where you're buying, unless you are, of course, contacting me to buy your house here in Las Vegas, right? So with that said, be on the lookout for any specific state and city disclosures that you need to review. And if you have questions about those disclosures, it's also a great time to ask those questions at your buyer game plan meeting. If you're going to buy a home with an HOA, or perhaps some of the homes that you're looking at are with an HOA, then here in Las Vegas, Nevada, we have what's called a combined interest community disclosure. You may have forms similar to this in the state that you're buying if you're not here in Nevada. Here in Nevada, what this form does is it advises you as a home buyer that you have 5 days right of rescission by law, by Nevada state law, to review the HOA documents from the date of receipt and either comply or back out of the deal. So wire fraud is real, and wire fraud is another one of those things that are extremely important. So when we get ready to go into the closing process, meaning that the seller has accepted your offer, The first thing that we're going to need to do is make what's called an earnest money deposit, which is a deposit of good faith. The best way to alleviate any kind of wire fraud when you get ready to make your earnest money deposit is to simply pick up the phone and call the escrow or title officer that sent you the wiring instructions. What you want to do when you have that call with that escrow officer is simply ask them to verify the account and routing information. Having them repeat the account and routing information back directly to you will alleviate any concerns over the wiring instructions authenticity. If for some reason it didn't match up, now the escrow officer knows and they can take action, and they can also ensure they get a clean set of wiring instructions over to you. The next thing that you can expect to sign is what's called a receipt of notice of protection notice. Now essentially what that means is that you're being advised that it's a great idea to have a home inspection so that you have clarity from a professional home inspector's point of view what may be going on with that property. Now here in Las Vegas, Nevada, we have an additional 29-page disclosure called the Residential Disclosure Guide. The Residential Disclosure Guide starts breaking down everything that we just went through very quickly in detail. It is a wonderful thing and a tremendous resource to keep on hand as you move forward even into your home ownership long after you've closed on your new home. And that's it. Easy peasy, huh?
Nice.
Okay.
Alana Unana. I'm in the Girl Scouts selling cookies, na na na. I got those Thin Mints and Samoas, na na na. No way to get this gift from Santa. Troop 668 Nevada. Alana Unana.
I love it. I love that.
Got a new customer too.
Right? I was like, what are those Girl Scout cookies? You got some Samoas. I like those things. And you said Thin Mints. I like those too.
In January, you know when we're coming.
Yes, please do. Hit me up with those Thin Mints. So that's all I have. And I'm going to get this set up. I'm going to go ahead and make the copies for you.
Perfect.
And I'm really looking forward to working together. Okay?
Ditto. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Sir. Thank you for the wonderful. Like this? Ow. Thank you. Love it.
Snoozer.
Took a little snoozer? Well, she woke up vibing and really good. She's like, I'm back at it.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Talk soon.
Coming up next time, it's home loan application time.
I'm excited because I feel like I've put in some work to get to where we are today.
With help from New American Funding's Bill Marin, Adrian and Nacole will complete their home loan application, along with some great tips and information from Bill on the process.
All right, how you guys doing?
Good. Excited.
Awesome, well thank you for coming in. And now the fun part starts.
Will they get the green light for the price range they're wanting?
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Nice to meet you guys.